Hi there everybody and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Watchdives WD1863. Now for those of you that have a keen eye, you'll notice that this is a reinterpretation or a homage of the Amiga Speedmaster Broad Arrow. Now this watch is currently not really available in the current Amiga catalogue. The closest I could find was this Caliber 321, which is a white gold version, retailing for $161,000. However, back in the day, this is the 359450, which was the Broad Arrow that was available previously. You can buy this for around about $7.5 Australian. Now, this Watchdives version is going to set you back just over $200 Australian on AliExpress, and I've got a link in the description for you if you are interested. But I am an AliExpress affiliate, so anything that is clicked through and a sale is made, we do make a little bit of money off that, just to give you fair warning. So start off with the dimensions of the watch. You're looking at a 39mm diameter, and you've got 46mm from the top to the bottom lugs. Quite a nice fitting watch actually, especially with that 39mm case size. You do have a domed crystal, so you're looking at about 13mm of case thickness. Now this is the watch on my wrist, so for those of you who've watched my videos previously, we are looking at a 7¼ inch wrist here, and it fits pretty well. Now it is above the wrist bone there, and I've got a little bit more footage showing it before the wrist bone, which makes it look a little bit larger. But overall it doesn't look as though it's too big, and certainly something that would fit probably about a 6½ inch wrist and above. But it is bulky, but it's not too bulky, if that makes sense. If we turn our attention to the case and the dial, you can see here you do actually have a two-tone dial. So you've got a bit of a black sort of matte in the center, and then you do have a slightly shiny outer part of the dial. Now, one thing to point out is that there has been some comments about the fact that the bezel on this is a little bit thicker, and I think if we put it up against what you can see on the Amiga, yes it is, but is it a real detraction and a deterrence to purchasing? Absolutely not. You can see there you do have a signed crown, and you've got some nice brushed finishing, and then you've got the polished chronograph pushers there. But overall, I thought the watch was finished very, very well, that case. There was no sharp edges or anything like that. Again, you do have that domed sapphire crystal, which is very nice. I'm not too sure that it's got an anti-reflective coating on it, but it didn't show too much reflection in the sunlight. You can see there you do have a brushed side finish on the other side of the case there. If we turn our attention to that dial, you can see those sub-dials have got a nice graduation, pancake sort of style to them. They don't have the concentric circles around, it's just a flat print on these, and I think it just adds to the flat look of the dial, which is really nice. You do have a printed Watchdives logo there, and you have chronograph, very similar style and font to Speedmaster from Amiga. Overall though, that dial is really, really nice. The fact that it has that dull matte black finish on the inside does help to detract the light and gives it a really nice look. If we move our attention to the bracelet, you can see Watchdives have gone all in here, and they've produced the clasp, which looks very similar to the Amiga clasp. Obviously not the same standard or quality, if we're going to be completely honest, but it is a nice look, and it does finish the watch off very, very well. You can see you do have 5 points of adjustment or micro adjustment on the clasp there, and overall I thought the mill clasp was very, very nice. Again, we're talking about a watch that is just over $200 Australian, so not a particularly bad outcome on this bracelet. The only complaint I would say is that it does have a little bit of give in it, but it's not as bad as the Pagani one. It's just a little bit got a little bit more movement and a bit looser than what you would see on, say, something like the Amiga. But again, we're comparing apples and apples, not apples and oranges. I did look at the bracelet, and I was pleasantly surprised when I turned it around to find that it actually has screwed links, so really easy to adjust this bracelet if you have a small screwdriver. One wasn't included with my watch, But like I say, if you've got a small screwdriver, you can adjust this very easily. You can see there the end links were pretty tight compared to, or fitted to the case, so pretty good there. Then Lume. So we have BGW9 Lume on this dial. I have sort of, I suppose, sped this up, so it's got around about 10 minutes worth of footage here. But I suppose the biggest thing to say is that the BGW9 is fine. Again, it's not dive quality. It's not going to be the same as like a steel dive ST1970, but it certainly is going to give you low light legibility well into the early hours of the morning, and it just sits there with this nice blue hue that stays very, very consistent as time goes by. So no issues with legibility there whatsoever. So on to my final thoughts. Well, this is yet another release from Watchdives that has sold out before I've even got the review out. And that says a lot about this particular watch, the brand, and its overall popularity. I think for $200 there or thereabouts, you're getting a really solid watch, an iconic design. You've got the, I suppose, the convenience of the Mecha-quartz movement, and you're getting that look for a fraction of the price. I've been very, very impressed with everything they've put out, and it's just getting better and better with every release. So I wish them every success, and if you are thinking about buying the watch, then my recommendation is do not hesitate. Get them before they sell out, because they do sell out fast. If you do have any comments, questions, guys, though, do please put them in the comment section. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a new video soon. Take care.